Hi, my name's Molly. I'm the founder of a YouTube channel called Natural Winos, where we taste and explore natural wine. I also have a couple natural wine stores in the city of Seattle, and I wanted to take a second to talk about natural wine. I think it's a conversation that needs to start. We need to start having that conversation here in the Seattle area and the United States. To address one misnomer, there are two bodies that talk about what is and define what is natural wine. I've read a lot out there that there's no definition of natural wine. There actually are two. One is the French government, and one is the Raw Wine Fair founder, Isabelle Legeron. They are pretty much identical. One allows for a little bit more sulfur at bottling, and one allows for a little less. So when someone asks me what is natural wine, I would always say it's easier to explain what is in conventional wine than to talk about what is natural wine, mainly because conventional wine allows up to 100 different additives in the winemaking process. So we're not talking about the vineyards, we're talking about the actual winemaking process. Natural wine is the antithesis of that. There are no additives. There is often a little bit of sulfur used at bottling as a preservative, and as a preservative only. It is minuscule in its amounts as opposed to conventional winemaking. So we all know you grow grapes, you pick grapes, you crush them, and you make wine. So in natural wine, that's literally what you do. Most of these guys are growing biodynamically. They can't afford certifications. They don't often have them. I try very hard to go out and visit every single one of them. If I'm selling their wine, I have either personally walked in their vineyards and looked in their wineries and verified for myself, or I have a very trusted friend who lives nearby who has done that for me. Obviously more that now with the pandemic. The misnomer also that natural wine is inconsistent or is too funky and we have to be allowed to use additives to make it consistent, I think is just like the silliest conversation. You don't have to add poison to wine just so it can be consistent. It's an agricultural product. It should be inconsistent. In fact, the very definition of terroir is to be able to drink a wine that tastes like where it came from. How can you taste a wine where it came from if you've beaten it into submission? The best quote I ever heard and have ever read was from a wine writer, Andrew Jefford, who wrote that wine should be an expression of its place in the earth, not the attenuated expression of a winemaker's ego. And to me, that is the very definition of natural wine. No additives, no manipulation, no intervention, just an expression of where that grape came from. It is rooted in its place. It cannot go anywhere. All it can do is share its story with you through the bottle. If you beat it into submission by using over 100 additives that are allowed in conventional winemaking, you have changed completely what that grape was trying to tell you. Thank you so much for listening. I really look forward to this ongoing conversation and to continue having it with all of you. Blessings. Go out there, explore and taste natural wine. It's such an incredible journey and will absolutely change the way you look at wine, I think.